One last match here for you guys tonight for FACEIT Europe League. It's going to be Flipside again, and they'll be playing another Cobblestone, which is always good to see, actually, because it's their best map, I think. They'll be playing EnVyUs. What are you doing, mates?
Trying to point at my Twitter account, but it's just like, it's down here somewhere.
Do it again, Reese.
I'm like, what are you doing?
What a massive...
Producer Reese.
Producer.
You're fired. I actually went to go and pick up my drink. I don't know what's going on anymore. So we have Flipside versus Envy.
It's not there, guys. Yes. And
it was gone for a while.
As well. It's true.
Moving swiftly.
I have lag. I'm lagged.
And it's Cobblestone in this game.
Cobblers.
EnVyUs are not that prepared, usually on Cobblestones, but they manage to outskill their opponents there very often. So they tend to go for basic stuff. I think that's actually one of the reasons why Flipside are quite good at it, because they actually keep it quite simple. They keep it quite simple.
Get out of here.
Because you can do that. Like, you can go for this. Like, it's very basic, the kinds of ways you can play the map. You take the slow takes towards A. There's like 2 or 3 areas to take over. You don't need fancy grenades like a pop flash from a teammate. You need to, it's not complicated. And the same goes for B. And we see them, of course, getting all these opportunities for picks towards A, and that just seems to work. And EnVyUs, I think, are a team that can easily replicate it as well.
Yeah, I agree. The playstyle of EnVyUs really fits the A side of Cobblestone, where you just, especially as T, where you just try to push from mid and A long at the same time and just go for the aim duels and just try to push them as fast as you can. We usually see shox actually try to run into connector through the smoke and just try to deny all the rotation.
I'm curious to see what Envy have to offer on this map. I feel like I'm a lot more well versed on what Flipside do, but not so much on what Envy do. So I'm coming in with open eyes and open arms.
I don't think you need the arms, just the eyes.
But I suppose that would be fine.
Who is the B lurker for EnVyUs as T?
The B lurker
on the T side.
Let me think about this. It might be shox, actually, or kioShiMa. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure.
I think it's kioShiMa.
It's shox or kioShiMa. I think it's one. It's either one of those two. Yeah, I think it's probably kioShiMa. Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, the thing with EnVyUs as well is that they have changed stuff up so much recently. Like, for example, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, they were like, okay, we're going back to our style from 8 months ago. Everyone assume your original positions, guys. Assume the original positions. NBK tends to be more of an entry fragger now as well for them, and that's something that he's actually carried forwards. But okay, we're into the knife, so we'll get to see who starts where. For Flipside, I don't think it really matters where they start, but EnVyUs, I don't think it really matters either. I think this map has become fairly even now that teams have worked out, okay, this is how we push A, this is how we take the drop zone, and then from that point forwards you have a lot of leverage onto the map against the CTs. We already discussed previously the impact you can have on the CT setup. If their CT setup on A is not working and you're able to keep taking that area and mid, then that can be a really big problem for the CTs. So
yeah, it's weird because in theory it should be way easier for the Ts
than
it actually is when you watch the games.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree completely. Because it's like there's 2 guys there, and they have to split between so many areas, like big areas. But somehow it's actually kind of difficult to actually, even as 4 players, as he's trying to like barrel them down. It's quite hard.
It's going to be interesting to see how EnVyUs will defend the A site.
Yeah, who, like, for example, are we going to see Happy AWPing or SmithZz AWPing there? I think SmithZz will be AWPing the A side. I think that's what he normally does. And so, but we're going to start off on a T side EnVyUs and a CT side Flipside.
And 2 Kevlar so far for EnVyUs. Let's see if shox decides to buy any nades. And we see 5 Kevlars here from EnVyUs actually, and all of them just running towards A.
So the NV party is headed towards the A bomb site for now. We'll see if this train has any brakes. But for now, Simple's going to absolutely wreck NBK immediately. And he's going to try and run for his life, but he's going to be met by the gun of Happy coming through the mid area. So the push to the A site continues. Blade being heavily tagged around the APC. bondik going down, trying to hold down connector. So everything going the way of Flipside at the moment. Fakes coming in just in case there is somebody in the back corner of the site, but that bait will yield no results. And the bomb will indeed be planted. Only WorldEdit remaining now. Jumping SmithZz to contend with, running distraction while Happy will find the frag.
And usually we see the CTs in that goes aggressive A long have a smoke or something, so he is able to escape, because Simple did get an enter frag, but it doesn't matter because Happy could just push him from mid at the same time. So there's no way he can escape to anywhere.
So, first round goes the way of the Ts. And they will have one AK onto SmithZz, the rest will have the SMGs with kioShiMa just rolling with the Tech 9. SmithZz, knowing his angles, maybe using the top of the arch that could be seen above the smoke as a reference point. Finding the frag there. Markelov, though, coming and getting a gun of his own.
Yeah, I think it is kioShiMa in reflection, actually. We saw him at there trying to take control of that area, but it's going to be EnVyUs now moving in towards pretty much all over the map with the SMGs wreaking havoc, and it will be a 2-0 scoreline for them now. We'll see Flipside going for the save once again. Are we going to see another? What's Simple going to get here? Will he get another Deeg?
Guns.
I actually really like the fact that because Simple's an AWPer, he actually got the Deeg on the first round, and now he can just go for the full save. Because the Deeg actually, you know, his aim is so good. You want him to be doing something. You want him to have some
the meat shots.
Yeah, you want him to be able to do something. So I really like that he had the Deagle and no armor as his first force buy kind of round buy.
So, flip side with the very conservative buy indeed. This round should be a formality. We haven't really seen any shocking rounds that I can remember, at least, where the CTs or the Ts have just had no buy. Moving towards the buy rounds for both. So, Happy will be the only one to go down. And I'm curious to see if we will see any of these SMGs kept, because we might see one used for harassment into the drop zone. I don't know. You know, Fnatic made it work with sawn-offs, all the way to triple sawn-off against Flipside as well.
And we should see Simple actually going towards B with the op. Usually we see him take that op shot from mid. 4 guys going towards B here for Flipside, and 4 guys going towards A here for EnVyUs.
Yeah, so again, we saw this from Flipside in the previous map on Cobble with only Blades holding A. So I guess they're basically playing a retake here in this situation. That shot will be a bit of a warning to Blade, and we'll start to see the Flipside team spread out somewhat more reasonably. Excuse me. Markelov is in a position where he can go for a jumping peek, although he could get punished for it. Pop flashes coming in from the Ts, counter flashes coming in from the CTs, but some of the Ts are already advanced in the position. Blade trying to stay alive for as long as possible now, using sneaky angles. Bomb's going to go down. NBK taking down Markelov. Blade still on the site. That's a nice shot by kioShiMa onto WorldEdit. Man advantage Envy.
Yeah, I just want to highlight how well Blade is playing at the moment on the bomb site. He will finally go down, but not before he takes a second kill, actually, and delaying the bomb plant incredibly large amounts of time. And kioShiMa will finally get the bomb planted. And Flipside, well, they've got bondik towards the balcony in the vent area. So let's see if he's able to do something here, because he needs to try to do something to allow Simple to move past his position. If he can win this duel, the retake is really on, and Simple's going to come in now. He does win the duel. There's no damage done by Happy there. Maybe the first bullet accuracy not helping him so much with the AK, as SmithZz lurks behind the corner of the APC. Pre-fires gives away his position, and Simple gets the tag as well, but he has to back away. There's no time to do this now, and he will survive with the AWP.
Yeah, there was no kit on the remaining CTs, but SmithZz, he saw the shadow of the player there and just tried to pre-fire him as he was coming around the corner, but he was not committed to that. Again, the shadow play so important. And again, for those of you at home, make sure if your PCs can handle it, your shadow settings are on the highest, because the higher it is, the further away you can see the shadows from. Most apparent on Long on Dust 2 and other places like that.
And we saw an awesome executor from EnVyUs where they do not smoke connector and they don't smoke the balcony. They actually throw a defensive wall of smoke, so they just can take the A site. It's a very, very cool way of playing. You can just plant the bomb open towards A long. You don't even have to take mid.
So WorldEdit's hiding in the smoke. We'll see if he can find any frags later on. The position of Simple has been identified, and he will be taken out by SmithZz from the back. Only Blade remains versus 4. He is towards the A site at the moment. He may try to find a gun if he can. We'll see what becomes of that AWP. We'll see if Blade tries to pick it up. But he may read that Envy will try and protect it, expecting him to maybe head in that direction. Blade going over towards B, so it looks like he may go for a sneaky exit frag here.
Yeah, so far he's not found anything, and this is a pretty damn good start for EnVyUs. 5 rounds to the 0 Flipside, and well, can Flipside get a better result here? We saw earlier when in the Cobble game against Na'Vi, Flipside had a ridiculous game on Simple and also bondik. Bondik actually top fragged. He had like 35 kills or something, and it was like a 14-7 game, something like that. So bondik doing very well towards B, sorry, and let's see what EnVyUs go for. At the moment, it looks like everyone's going towards the B site to begin with. Are they going to slow things down or just go for a fast B plateau take? Looks like they are spreading out, and again, kioShiMa is the man who's all the way at the end straight away, and shox is going to jump straight in. Very fast timing coming in from EnVyUs towards this B bomb site as they split in from both drop and the platform. shox will pick up the kill onto Markelov. In comes WorldEdit, though, will spot 2, but can they make the kills here? They are sandwiching onto this EnVyUs lineup as it's kioShiMa and Happy left alive, and they need to make something happen right now. The bomb is down in a very forward position here for the CTs, and it will be cleaned up indeed. So very fast round by EnVyUs. The shock on ore did not work though.
They did get 2 kills, so they have a bit of an opening here to force Flipside to Nico. Wouldn't be surprised if they just go back to their A style. I would really like to see that A long execute once again, where they throw the defensive wall of smoke towards A. But it looks like it's just a regular default round, seeing how 2 people are running towards B and the bomb is going towards T yard.
So both teams on the buy now. Both teams with an AWP. shox AWPing once again, which is always good to see. Nice to see his confidence back with the big green gun. kioShiMa going to get taken down through the smoke here. So it's an advantage for the TTs. shox holding an angle, as is Simple. Might have a meeting of the minds, although it is SmithZz in the advanced position. It's going to be hard for the AWP to see through those flames, and Simple will move back and change his position. So 2 CTs over towards the A site for Flipside as the Envy charge continues.
Simple looking for the shot, but shox will actually best him with the AWP. And of course, so many players for EnVyUs can AWP very, very well. SmithZz, Happy, shox. NBK picks it up from time to time, but in goes SmithZz now on the entry from A long. He's going to pick up the frag onto Blade as well, as Markelov comes in very fast onto the APC. There's a really quick kill there onto Happy. Can he pick up anything else there? 2 players on the side, goes for the angle, gets the kill with the last bullet onto SmithZz. And now EnVyUs having problems getting onto the bomb site. Plenty of time bought by Markelov in that site position now to actually get the rotation from his teammates. NBK will take him down finally, but his job has been done. He's got his teammates in close angles. Here comes shox once again with the AWP. He can't get the no-scope. It's going to be down to NBK as he goes for the cross onto the bomb site. He gets caught by WorldEdit. Last 2 bullets there will do the job. And Flipside, again, they can thank Markelov for that one.
Still a lot of pressure on EnVyUs, or sorry, Flipside's economy, seeing how EnVyUs got 3 kills. So if they win this, they are going to force Flipside to Nico, especially considering they bought another AWP here. So double AWP setup, or maybe they stole an AWP the last round. But still, double AWP setup, seat on Cobble is very, very risky. It's very, very hard to play just a single AWP.
So we'll see what these 2 guys can do. Simple playing kind of from A site, as it's Blade who was showing the aggression there. And that smoke will slow down Envy, kind of overpass-esque, where they have to clear out the nooks and crannies. But Envy being Envy won't slow them for long. They'll just go straight through the smoke. Who cares? So kioShiMa first to go down. Blade will find some information and fall back. Simple going to try and hold the angle for Blade to escape. Blade will escape, but Simple yet to find a frag. 44 HP onto him. bondik going to get taken down by SmithZz, and shox following up soon afterwards. Happy falling. shox gets traded now. 2 players here left for Envy. Only NBK versus 2. NBK, one of the well, they're all pretty potent with the guns, so don't count him out just yet. Now you can count him out because he's dead.
He's dead.
And Markelov has actually gotten a lot of crucial kills in all these weapon rounds on that A site. It's very, very difficult to play behind the bomb site there in Markelov's position, because you can just get pushed from mid at the same time. And finally, EnVyUs is forced to Nico here with 5 Tech 9s, and they actually have 4 Kevlars. So it looks like they're going to try to pressure Flipside's economy here even more.
Yeah, push comes in onto the B platform for EnVyUs slowly but surely. And kioShiMa makes its way in right now with the tech line. Great flash in from a teammate. Will finally get the kill there. The weapon flying around, but kioShiMa should be able to pick that one up. He does have the M4 now. Markelov once again finds himself in a key position to do critical damage to the push of EnVyUs. And there's a spray. The bomb flies onto the floor, and it will be like a double there for Markelov. In comes the last player, and Simple will dispatch him promptly. 4 to 5 now. Flipsid coming back into this one, but EnVyUs can still buy. And they didn't do much damage that round, so Flipside starting to actually build bank.
And I wonder what EnVyUs will do now. Will they try that B execute again, or will they just go for a default? It just looks like they're gonna go for a default here.
Wow, that's a bit of a quirk. That's a really quirky flashbang. One of the weirder ones I've seen in recent memory. shox getting the initial frag onto Vlad. Again, very early indeed, and Vlad one of the few players over towards the B site, sorry, A site. That's going to really stretch the CT team. In a map where they're already stretched, even more so will they be following that early frag. And a pop flash attempt there. It is tricky to go for the one-man pop flashes into the drop zone because mostly you have to throw them off the wall behind you, but it gives a cue for the CTs to look away. So anyway, EnVy moving over towards the B site while there are still 2 players towards A. So even if these 2 players go down on the site, it's pretty much round over here for Flipside. There's the first one, WorldEdit falling. And the Simple's coming in to try and do something, but there is a smoke which will cause him problems. Going to the right side of the statue, won't find anything. Nice shoulder peek there. We'll find out where kioShiMa is, but not find the frag. Bomb going down 5 versus 2, and I think it's time to save.
Yeah, 2 key misses there from Simple actually stopped him being able to really do anything. I mean, if he'd actually hit the third shot there, you never know what could happen with Simple, but he's not connecting as he was in the match against Na'Vi, and that I mean, there were some rounds where he just delivered an ace with the AWP, and just had loads of key kills on these entries in spots like that, and he's not picking them up now, so he will still be on the AWP, but it's EnVyUs who are starting to generate momentum again, and they have a lot of money still to play with. If they get a clean round here, this will be very hard for Flipside to win this one back. Now, we do have a default round coming in from EnVyUs again. Bomb towards A side at the moment.
Okay, so EnVy taking it slow now, playing against their reputations. What is expected of them. Happy going for some peeks, making sure there's no crazy boosts here from the CT side. There are 2 people in drop zone. I don't know if he saw any of them in that quick peek he had. No bullets fired by either side. EnVy starting to move towards the A holes at the moment. We do have a deep player in the main area by the door. Not sure if you'll hear the sound cues of the players moving. It seems he will. The bomb's still between the 2 sites at the moment, and shox's headed towards the door. In he goes, and indeed it's Vlad who is just on the other side of the other side, the other side of the other side. That's great.
Yeah, it's starting to come to a head now here for EnVyUs as they all move together towards the B-bomb site, and the drop play comes in, but look at the attention from bondik. He's holding inside. He doesn't often do it like this, but he gets the pixel, and he will also allow Simple to have easy shots in to that B defense. Oh my goodness, though. SmithZz and shox coming in. Excellent stuff done by them. WorldEdit still in a position where he can completely block the round. Takes down with 2 bullets, planting SmithZz there. And now it's just onto shox. He's got 22 HP and he's going to have to run. There's no time to do anything here. And he gets gunned down in the back as he tries to retreat. Very well done. And
that was a great round from EnVyUs, though. They took the control towards A, forced them back. So we saw 3 players on A, 4 Flipside. Then they rotated back towards B. The problem was that bondik actually went aggressive and flanked them. So he told his teammates, I know it's going to be an B push, and Flipside just stacked B there with 4 people. So bondik won the round there for Flipside.
Right, so EnVy speeding things up again. Going back to Old Faithful, charging through. There's going to be trades go in favor of Flipside for now in terms of the numbers game, 4 versus 3. They've got 2 FAMASs though, and the rest versus the 3 AK. Still leaving WorldEdit over towards the B-bomb site just in case, but they should have vision onto bomb now as it's crossing into the site itself. We should see a plant coming in. Simple stopping Happy from getting into a very dangerous position. Nice snap onto NBK. That's the bomb on the floor. kioShiMa now versus 3. He'll take down bondik in the balcony area, but there are 2 more to find. And they've got a crossfire, and he doesn't know where they are.
kioShiMa with some nice tags there. But there goes the flash. He's not actually blind at all.
Through the window.
Simple misses the shot there on the peak. There is quite a lot of time here to play this one, but kioShiMa has not a lot of space to work with, and WorldEdit will finish him off with a FAMAS. 6-6 now is... I mean, this is decent from EnVyUs round-wise, but they will be put to the eco now.
Yeah, and Flipside have all the momentum now. They were down 5-0. It's tied at 6-6. EnVyUs will be forced to an eco, so probably going to be 7-6 soon here for Flipside. Only with that single op, though.
Okay, so fast movements from Envy once again, this time just with the pistols, the Tech 9s, the P250s. bondik, though, says no. WorldEdit coming in for support, giving a bit of crossfire. Only Markelov has gone down for Flipside just yet. Happy getting a dink in onto WorldEdit. He's going to chase the frag, but Blade will save the day. And Flipside take the lead.
And I want to see EnVyUs just keep doing their default, because they're taking mid and A-long control, which forces Flipside into bad positions. It was just unlucky the last time where bondik went aggressive and just took all the information he needed and just called to his teammate that there was going to be a B push. And yeah, it looks like they're just going to go for the default play here.
Yeah, Happy trying to get himself into the drop, but bondik is so damn good at that position. He is so damn good there. And so Happy will get nothing. And EnVyUs are still looking for something to play with at the moment. Bomb is starting to make its way down the T ramp towards A-long. kioShiMa out the drop there, picks up a single kill but gets traded immediately. So they can't quite get control there, and it might be a bit of a telegraph play here as far as, well, I mean, at this point, shox is in the bomb site, so we do have the rotation coming in from Flipside. Now, this is not looking too shabby here for the Frenchman, as SmithZz gets the quick shot there onto bondik, but Trey's coming in. shox looking for the taps there, only gets a shot, trade upon trade, until only WorldEdit and NBK remain. That bomb is ticking away now, but there's WorldEdit right by the APC here. Very, very close. NBK almost getting a nice angle there, but WorldEdit will dodge just in time. And NBK must go for it now, and oh, it's going to be WorldEdit jumping over the top. Very nicely done there by NBK in that one-on-one. 7-7 now. EnVyUs are going to be... I do think they're happy with this kind of this outcome so far.
It's okay. I don't think they're happy. I don't think they're unhappy. It's just...
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a okay half. And the last round, it's not that important for either teams. And I like that EnVyUs just keep doing the default, because they're winning the trades towards A.
Markelov reduced to just a 5-7, Blade on the MP7. Simple, of course, on the AWP. No armor, however. And very limited nades. That's a big opening frag onto the green gun. Blade getting an MP7 frag, but it will be for little as kioShiMa will insta-trade. Markelov to fall next. 4 versus 2. Well, they're going to get the frag before the smoke goes down and see one person on the site. That's a bit of information for his team, but with 3 plays left for Envy, they're going to need more than that. They're going to need frags. Well, then it's picked up the AWP from Simple, taking down shox. Will revert back to the M4 for now, but he will not be long for this world. NBK taking him down. Happy to follow up onto bondik, and that's 8-7 in favor of Envy.
Yeah, and this is, again, a very important match for EnVyUs, because they need to... I think this is their very last match, actually. I think this is their 14th map. So by winning this, I think... Will they be on 7-7, or will they be on something...
7-11.
It's not quite possible, James, I'm afraid.
Oh.
But will they be on 8-6? I'm not sure, actually. But that's obviously a very important difference. So okay, to win this, they'd be on 7-7. So their spots, I don't think would be necessarily guaranteed. There's a lot of maps to be played for the other teams. Flipside are one of them as well. And Flipside have won 2 of their matches here today, so they're actually not doing too badly. I think it's Titan that are doing the worst at the moment. But we can revisit these standings at the end of this. We can maybe get them updated right at the end for the outro.
Also, you can see that overlay at the bottom, guys. If you play in North America or Europe on Monday on FACEIT, there will be a ladder, and the person at the top will be flown to the finals in Valencia. Sand, beaches, inflatable beds, beach balls,
I love beaches.
paella, rice, stuff that goes in paella as well as rice that I can't remember, like prawns and other stuff.
Coconuts, small little umbrellas in the coconuts.
I don't think they have those there.
Why not?
I don't know, Austin. I haven't seen any small umbrellas. It's not Hawaii.
But I want small umbrellas.
Mate, I'll buy you a whole pack. You can do with them what you want.
I would like you to do that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I would like some small umbrellas. I'll take them with me.
What have I done? I don't know what else is in there. Oh, DreamHack, of course. DreamHack.
Full of nerds.
Valencia. Because you know in some parts of Spain they say B instead of V, right? But
Really?
I don't think they say... Yeah. Don't you hear the... on Inferno? You can hear it when the terrors... Flipside's team speakers exploded, by the way, hence the delay. On Inferno, if you listen to the terrorists, when they say victory, they say victory.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They say
Are you
victory.
sure?
Yes. Tweet these guys at threat_CS at FollowDK.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Yeah,
Listen to it on Inferno. They say victory, and in some different regions of Spain they pronounce it Valencia, but I don't think the Valencians pronounce it. Although you should listen to a Spanish girl say Andalusia. It's the most beautiful thing you'll ever hear in your life. Andalusia. Whereas in England, we have these expats, right, who go to these places and they go and live there. And then we're like, Andalusia.
Yeah.
Steak and chips. Mates.
That's like the Ibiza thing. People say, oh, I'll go to Ibiza. And didn't the Spice Girls make a song about it? It's like, we're going to Ibiza.
Yeah, that's how we say it.
That's Ibiza, isn't it?
No, I think you say...
Isn't it Ibiza?
No,
No?
Ibiza.
It's like, I thought it was Ibiza because the way they pronounce the Z is like a
Maybe
third.
it's Ibiza in Swedish.
Yeah, that might be true.
That's probably what it is, but...
You know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
In Swedish you just say Ibiza.
Ibiza.
But this is always the thing I wondered, because in some
Planta
spots, right, it's how in your language you pronounce it. But I always felt like you should pronounce it the way that they would pronounce it.
Yeah.
That's how I always thought it should
exactly.
be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I tried to.
And
do
that's
that.
why you never should speak Swedish again.
we are a rare breed, Dan.
Yeah,
we try
so
to pronounce things the way they should be pronounced.
Like, would you? Well, this is the weird thing because, would you say Paris or Paris?
I would
Paris?
say Paris actually. I've never thought about saying
But
Paris.
that's the
If I'm talking to the
then
French, I'll
you
say
should be
Paris.
like, you should be consistent then, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a weird thing.
You're right.
What about Barcelona? Barcelona or Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
But I always say Barcelona. But I think it's just out of not even realizing, but it's Barcelona. You know, the Arabs
And
call
also
Dubai.
so is it Madrid or Madrid? Because they don't pronounce the D in
I don't
Madrid.
know. I don't know that one.
But this makes
Madrid.
no sense because there is English versions of them. Because
Yeah, but that's
it's
the thing.
easier to say
Yeah.
for English people.
But we're not
That's true.
easy. We demand more.
But it's... oh my god.
You know, in Madrid, right? They have this food speciality. I was in a part of
Most
Madrid.
pointless discussion
Yes.
ever.
Yeah.
There's a part. There's an area. I don't know if it's the whole of Madrid or just a part. But I was in Móstoles, and
Móstoles.
I think in Madrid they have this food speciality, but I can't remember what it is. So if any of you are Spanish, please remind me on Twitter because I can't remember. That's my whole statement. So, in other news, while we wait for the Flipside TeamSpeak to come back up, make sure you follow the channel. We are headed towards 600k. We are just a few K away. Once we get there, we're going to give away juicy weapons. We're 7k away, I'm told, by Mr. Producer Reese, Esquire. I'm told that, I'm not told anything. I decided that we will do massive giveaways at 600k, including 2 Dragon Lore attempts, and a fish gun, and a Bayonet Blue Steel. Bayonet Blue Steel, everyone is available to win.
It's not a fish gun.
Eligible to win.
It's a water
It's
dragon.
a fish gun. It's fish, and it's a gun. It's a fish gun.
It's a water dragon.
And James is going to give away his DreamHack shirts.
Why?
And
Because
his DreamHack branded underwear.
I don't have DreamHack and branded underwear. Although, Anders got a onesie from DreamHack.
Really?
Where's my onesie?
You're too tall, mate.
I've been there since 2009.
You are too massive,
You're
mate.
never too tall. I was at Glastonbury with a kangaroo onesie last year, and people kept calling me Pikachu. And I was like, no, kangaroo. And he's like, no, Pikachu. There was the pouch with a little kangaroo baby and all sorts of like Pikachu. I said, no, it's kangaroo.
Wait, who thought it was a kangaroo?
Just some plebs in Glastonbury.
Glastonbury, of all places.
They thought kangaroo was the Pokemon
They
Pikachu.
thought it was Pikachu, yeah.
Ridiculous. What does that say about the state of education right now?
Multiple people. I was like...
Is that like just a really like negligent teacher?
Am I short and fat with massive eyes? No. I'm a bloody kangaroo.
But let's just hope he mixed up the words and not the actual animal.
No, but this was
Pikachu.
Multiple different people were saying Pikachu.
James,
I was like, no, you're a pleb.
Maybe that's like the state of education in this country right now. Is that like the teachers are too lazy to actually teach children animals? They just like put Pokemon on. It's like this is.
But why would that be easier?
Because they just leave the room.
Watch this, you plebs. Shut up behind them.
Okay.
What do we do now?
I think pretty sure he tried to speak to us there, but
did he?
But we were laughing over him.
What did he say? What did you say, producer Reese? You got to say this on the stream.
Okay, call Henry again.
But what are we gonna do?
We'll figure it out. We'll be spontaneous.
It's time to call Henry. We need like a jingle, like with like really
it could be a segment. It could be a new
gross
segment.
Pink text. It's time to call Henry with like a sparkly sound and stuff.
Yeah. It's Henry time. We're calling Henry. I can't make jingles, as you may have noticed.
Are you going to talk? I'm not going to talk.
Okay. We can just.
Oh my god! Okay, we just hung up on Henry. Okay, never mind. We're back into the match. Second half.
On the phone with Henry J.
He's gonna call me back.
All right, so we have shoxy taking a quick frag onto WorldEdit in this very important pistol round. And simple. Hello, kioShiMa. He's dead. Blade kills shoxy as well. Best commentary, EU.
bondik, is he going to check the corner? He's making lots of noise, and no, Happy's gonna come out and take him down. Envy with a man advantage here. The bomb is nowhere near the final two Flipside players. Are they just going for the frags? Are they trying to get themselves into a 2v1? Well, that's exactly what they've done. In fact, Dan, look at me. I'm Mystic Meg. Happy with 5 HP. He's got enough health to go for 2 headshots here. But Simple says no.
Simple 4K there for Simple.
Casual 4K during the pistol round. A 4K on Cobble as well.
I thought you were going to make a Rick and Morty reference there, but you didn't. I don't know if you
Rigor Mortis.
Rick and Morty. You haven't seen that show.
Rigor Mortis.
Show have you?
That's awesome.
It's also because he said, "Look at me." So I thought he was going for the Mr. Meeseeks thing. Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. It's a very awesome show.
Are you guys quite finished?
We got the force buy coming out from EnVyUs. Double mag all the way. As we do have Flipside moving up for the B play. This is a very common way to play an anti-force buy. And so far, actually, it's going to be a Trace coming in. SmithZz picks up a quick kill onto bondik. But how long can these Frenchmen hold? Well, NBK will get a quick kill onto Simple. But it's not going to work out here. Just shoxy with the Mac. He's not even anywhere near them.
shoxy Jesus. He should just go into his tower.
Go into the shoxy tower. Is it the shoxy tower?
It's the tower.
The tower.
The shoxy tower.
He's actually going to hang out for the potential exits here, I guess, which is actually really smart with the mag.
When I was in Azerbaijan, in Baku, for IESF last year, I went to a restaurant in a beer house, and they had a meal called Maiden Tower, and it was amazing. And there was a place in Baku, an old tower called the Maiden Tower. And that is a bit of information for you if you have not been to Baku.
Great.
Baku was awesome.
Thank you, James.
You are most welcome, Threat. I hope one day you can go to Baku as well.
And a very clean round there from Flipside, seeing how EnVyUs did go for that force buy. And will they buy some P250s? Looks like they're just gonna go for the full eco here. Only P250 on NBK and shoxy.
Okay, so Envy going for the same kind of setup that Flipside did, although Envy is still on pistols. So pretty much this is just a stack with an information play from shox towards A. Envy gonna wait. Envy gonna die.
Yeah, that's pretty easy right now for Flipside. Obviously nothing on EnVyUs. So Flipside are gonna get 10 rounds, and I wonder what EnVyUs will do as far as their holds go, like how aggressive they're going to play on A, because we know that Flipside it's very likely Flipside will try to play a default round into A. So I mean, let's say, okay, Threat, you're in this position. You assume that at the 4 rounds coming into A, it's like 3 or 4 player Ts coming in to try and challenge. Do you actually want to get aggressive there? How do you want to handle that?
I would still go for the standard 3-2 setup with 2 players going kind of aggressive on A. They just want to get that early information, and they just want Flipside to waste resources in taking A long and A mid.
Okay, let's see if they go for that then, because it's happening now. The buy round versus the buy round of the second half.
AWP onto Simple, as per usual, as is standard. bondik with a nade there, just in case there is an early boost from Envy, and with a team that aggressive, might be a good idea to get such nades out. However, minimal damage will be done. Envy not going for the boost. Simple, Smith slowly heading towards the to T main, maybe looking to avoid all those initial nades that might come in from the T side. And Flipside will start to take map control. You can see NBK likes to keep an eye on the drop zone from the connector area, and he's not even picking the angle from there. So we've seen some people play an even more acute angle below that window, but he will afford himself a bit more vision.
Okay, well, still pretty quiet here from Flipside, as they are. Well, I mean, it looks like they're gearing up to take the drop zone as their opening play here, and they're falling back to, on the early A presence. So we're looking at potentially a B split coming in from Flipside now. There is 3 players here for EnVyUs as well. They haven't spotted all that much. They don't have drop zone. They're going to have to defend it from the choke point. And WorldEdit will catch shoxy on the flank here. So really patient play. Happy does get the trade there in middle, but we have the execute coming into the B bomb site. It's a little bit staggered here, a little bit slow. Not all that coordinated here from Flipside, and they're going to get burnt by exactly that, as bondik and Vlad are left in a horrible position, an uncomfortable place. And I'm not talking about the back of a Volkswagen.
Vlad should get a plant here as the final 2 players come in from the connector area just in time. He's going to jump. He'll see the players, but they will see him as well. Can he use the APC to find himself a 1 versus 1? He is going for the pre-fire in both directions. NBK, though, will prove victorious there. Round will go the way of Envy, closing the gap to 1, surviving with 2 players. Maybe picking up an AK as well, should they so desire. They may prefer the stealth and the recoil of the M4A1S.
And Flipside expected EnVyUs to play aggressive there, because they waited until it was 40 seconds left, and they hadn't gained any ground on A, they hadn't gained any ground towards the B plateau. They just waited for any aggression from EnVyUs, and it didn't come. So when it was 30 seconds left, they went for a B push with no ground on A, which means EnVyUs still had 3 guys on B. So very strange decision there from Flipside.
Double mags coming out for Envy. NBK with 2 headshots onto bondik and Markelov. kioShiMa coming in for the 3rd frag, looking for the 4th. He will find the 4th. Could this be a clean run? No. WorldEdit making it dirty, but the rest of the team will be enough to finish him off. Dan.
Yes.
Over to Dan.
Over to me. Hello. Me.
You.
Over to you, Threats.
Hello.
So it's Björn.
So Flipside will be forced to a half buy here. They just want to put some pressure on EnVyUs economy. The bomb is going towards the B house, so it looks like they're just going to go for a drop zone play here.
I think you should cast the whole round, Threat.
No.
Well, fair enough. We should get a producer Ethan Threat special round.
Oh, that'd be so
at some point. Maybe not Cobblestone, that's just a bit too harsh.
I can do play-by-play in Swedish.
Oh, really? Alright, we're doing it next round.
Alright, well, it's,
Henry said he was ready for us, and we hung up. The one time he was ready.
He can cast around.
I don't know how.
I don't think that's going to be...
I don't know how.
Work. That's not going to work very well. We can try, I guess, but...
Yeah, back to this round, though. Getting 2 kills on that round, it's decent. They did have 1 AK, though, so maybe they were looking to get at least 3 kills. But 2 kills is enough to put some pressure on the economy.
Come on, Swedish round. Let's go.
No, we have too many non-Swedish viewers.
1 round?
No.
Can I...
Nej.
Can you even say no to me, like technically speaking?
Kan de prata lite svenska? Nej.
Yeah, Dan can do it in Swedish.
There you go.
Peter Pana.
Okay, I'm gonna say no to that one. So all the Flipside players going over towards the A site. bondik, though, getting taken down by shox. Happy trying to follow up that spray just in case there are more Flipside players. He will only get Blade, come back, reload, and take down Markelov as well. So this has been a bit of a whitewash so far. Envy getting all the frags here towards mid.
Yeah, it's looking like a very clean one. What is it going to be? Pushed to limits, and he will break in 2. And it's now looking like they have a lot of momentum, actually. And some of these pushes from Flipside have been stomped out pretty early on before they can actually get into position. So it's really getting EnVyUs ahead of the trades, the trading game, which is really nice. So they're basically just playing a more efficient style. And now Flipside are on the eco. They're actually almost full eco here. It's just P250s and the Degon simple. So this is the point where if EnVyUs take the next couple rounds, like the next this save and the next buy round, I mean, what options have Flipside got? They don't seem to have a round that's working consistently on T side.
I think they should just try to go for a default again, because you have to be able to force the CTs that's playing aggressive on A back towards the side. Otherwise, it's so hard to do anything.
Bomb has been captured by the counter-terrorists, by Mr. Kimi and co. Just Blade remaining for a while. Get happy going for the follow-through spray, but the second attempt will be enough. Blade falling through the door. 3 rounds away from victory are Envy in their final match of the FACEIT League Stage 2. Looking good to not hit relegation at the very least.
Yeah, it's actually looking quite nice indeed. I mean, if they're able to win this one... Whoa. bondik
Hoverboard.
These guys... is it Back to the Future all over again?
Yeah. This is what you do when you're down 13-10.
Where's Griff?
You get out the... was it Biff?
Biff and Griff.
Biff.
I like the guy with the 3D glasses. Yeah, he was my favorite.
Wow.
Alright, so it's man advantage for the T side. When they need it, 3 rounds down here in a round that they surely cannot afford to lose.
I was like making a point, but that completely threw me off. Well, they are going to get the early pick onto Happy. That is something at least. I like this actually. They actually... there was 3 players now for EnVyUs, so EnVyUs are reading this quite well. They got the extra guy in connector, he can quickly rotate in, but NBK needs to survive here. He will even get the kill onto WorldEdit. There's still a player who's down below in the CT ramp area, which could be killed, but NBK is going massive there. With those 2 kills, he's going to even things up. He's going to be able to get the information for his team as well, as Blade goes up CT ramp to try to get something done. The bomb is dropped as well, so they... Flipside still keeping the options open for a double back here, and it's 3-on-3 with a minute left, half a minute left, sorry. So they have to move now, and they are going to go for the A play.
Indeed, and kioShiMa is still stuck very far away over towards the B site, but the information is going to come here and get here quickly. NBK with yet more frags here over towards the A site. Smith can't keep up. NBK will finally go down to Markelov after getting a 3-man. So kioShiMa, time for him to clutch. He's got full health. He's got a kit as well. He's got no nades. He'll get the bit of trailer damage there. He'll come back to finish off bondik, who only had 2 HP. But now he needs to identify where Markelov is. Shadows will be to his advantage if he can make it there. But they may exchange sides, and he could just go for the full defuse here if he can make it.
Oh, he's going to get spotted. Oh my goodness, Markelov fires too slowly, but still, there is time for him to play this out, and he will get the frag eventually.
Why would he shoot there? He could have just walked behind him. He knew he was going to go for the defuse, obviously. I don't know.
I was scared. I was like, please. After that, you have to win the round. Otherwise,
13-11, guys, and we have a pause. We're paused. We're on a pause.
Pause.
There is a pause.
Pause.
We have a pause.
Pause.
Pause. Pause.
Pause. There aren't enough syllables in that word in Swedish for me to get my Swedish accent up.
Yeah.
Which requires 2 syllables.
Isn't it? Wouldn't it just be like via pause? Pause?
Via pausat.
Via pausat.
That would like we have paused.
We have paused.
Yeah.
We have paused.
We're inside of a pause.
A moment. Pause for thought.
Vi är inne I en paus.
Nice.
Nice.
Either teach James some Swedish.
So why don't you tell us what you think about the current situation, but in Swedish?
That tells us nothing.
So weird.
Come on, just do it.
Swedish.
Come on, Threat, come on.
It will be so...
It's the language you speak, like, most days of your life. Come on.
Yeah. Så, ja, Flipside ligger under 13-11. Yeah, there I said it. They're down 13-11. Yeah. You know, Swedish is a very compact language. You know,
I see.
I said like a billion things there.
Okay.
Well, the pop flash play is going to work for shoxy there. Takes down Water. That's the simple play, but it's going to be done by shoxy, and he's going to do it well. So 13-11 is the score, and EnVyUs now take a quick advantage in the round. And we have a very slow play here from Flipside. They are waiting for EnVyUs to make a move now, but EnVyUs are the guys with the man advantage, so they shouldn't be pushing here.
Slowly does it. Or maybe not, depending on who wins the frags. Envy quite spread out across the map at the moment. Looking for the info. Haven't seen the bomb. 54 seconds left for Flipside to get an entry, pick a site, and move forward. Simple got to try and get an AWP kill, but he will take damage, and he will find no frags. shoxy, you can see he's just concentrating on 2 areas now, though Happy's got his back. But again, Flipside just running out of time now. They don't really have any significant map control. Half a minute left. And Flipside, they'll have to commit to the A site here.
Yeah, 4 versus 3 now. EnVyUs still with an advantage. NBK will make that advantage grow. And it's going to be Markelov and Simple who make their way in now. Bomb is down for NBK to guard. Markelov makes an entry. Here goes NBK. Too easy of a kill there with Markelov being so low, and it's going to be the finishing frags. EnVyUs 14-11 now, and things certainly looking quite fantastic for the EnVyUs side. Flipside just won a round, and now they got reset, and they have no money. After they lose this one, they will get $1,900 in addition to what they have now, which will still put them on a terrible buy.
They should actually force buy here, because then they have the opportunity to force EnVyUs to an eco, and giving them 15-11 and even more money, it's just going to be too hard for them, I think.
And it's not even like the next buy for them is going to be that good. So might as well, to be honest, yeah, I agree completely there.
Well, Flipside with an early attempt to do something from Markelov in the underpass, it will fail. And this round will slow down to almost a complete halt. Now, Flipside have 2 Glocks, a Deagle, and a P250. And that is your lots. You can see meticulous play there from Envy. You can push the smoke, but you'll be walking into a fire unless you do this particular angle, which will be completely uncovered and allow you to kill one of the players. But Envy are going to come and clean up the rest. 4 versus 2, 4 versus 1. Well, they might get 1 frag here, but you can't expect much more.
No, absolutely not. And we will have a quick situation here for shoxy, which will result in a nice frag. So then, we have 15-11 match point now for EnVyUs. And they will really desperately need this one to work out for them. NBK, by the way, he's been coming out really well on the A-bomb site. He's been defending A-long so effectively. We've seen him on 27 frags there, so he's really fragging very well here today. And we do have this this buy. At least it's actually enabled Simple to go for the glass cannon AWP. So this is what they saved for this round. If it doesn't work, they are done. They're cooked. They're mincemeat. Cooked mincemeat.
Mechanically separated chicken, you might say. So, first frag going the way of Envy. shox on the AWP once more. Full kits, some Molotovs, and lots of flashbangs here for Envy to work with. Flip side, you can see the limitations in their inventory, although Simple is a man with quite considerable output with the AWP. We'll see if he can do it when the team need it, which is now. SmithZz holding the acute angle. It is actually hard to frag people if they fly past. If they come in slowly, you might get a frag, but if they just jump past SmithZz, then he might find it hard to actually find the frag. Markelov just teasing, poking, prodding, and here he goes. SmithZz does find the angle on the first player. Will he get traded? Indeed he will. The flash is going to leave him blind, and Blade will take advantage. Man advantage still in favour of Envy, however. 40 seconds on the clock here, and Simple's heavily tagged, as is Happy.
Yeah, shoxy picked up a kill there, so it's actually going to be an advantage here for EnVyUs 4 versus 3. In they go now in the drop zone. They're going to get picked apart by kioShiMa with the double, and Happy comes in for reinforcements. bondik now, all hope rests on bondik's shoulders. He's been doing well, but Happy will find the headshot, the round, and the match for EnVyUs. 16-11, and EnVyUs will finish all their matches, all their best of ones, in the FACEIT League this season, and they'll be 7-1 and 7 lost.
7-11. I mean 7-7, yes. So, we'll see if they end up qualifying or not. We'll have to get some mathematician bods to do the math for us. So I believe that's all of our matches for today. I don't think our follower count has quite reached 600k just yet, but we will have more matches tomorrow. So maybe it will happen then. And of course, Oceania this weekend as well. Stay tuned so you don't miss those giveaways.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts on this match before we bring ourselves to a close?
Flipsid were just completely clueless as soon as EnVyUs got their...
This would be a good HLTV tagline, like for the news folks. Flipsid were completely clueless by threat.
Yeah, well, as soon as they got weapons, EnVyUs, they had... I think they only lost one round after that as CT, so... Yeah.
Well, I mean, we actually had so many matches from Flipsid today, and they won 2 of them, so we'll actually be able to see the updated standings in a moment, and we can get a new look at how things stand. We can have a viewing of that and start to be... And I think the picture is starting to form now of the teams that are going to be qualifying, especially with these matches from EnVyUs and from Flipsid. So we already know Titan probably won't qualify. So
it looks like they're going to be in a relegation fight now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's always funny, no matter who ends up there, apart from the new teams, it's always a surprise. But then it shouldn't be, because it's always a tight league. There aren't really any... There's no slack in the league. So last time you saw Envy down there. This time you see Titan down there.
I mean, TSM were actually on the brink of not qualifying as well. So
for the previous LAN.
Yeah, and then they won.
Then they won, yeah.
Yeah, and then they beasted.
Yeah, it's the best of one online format. It's quite rough, quite difficult to deal with. I mean, as you know, being with Team Acer and everything before, you're playing a lot of leagues and tournaments. Like, what was your interpretation of playing like the best of one matches? Do you think it was like really hard, really annoying, or what did you think about the formats?
As long as you get more than one map, as in FACEIT League, you get at least 2.
Yeah.
Versus each opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Then I know there's some opponents we played like 6 times, like LDLC White. It seems like we always play them, and you're obviously not gonna beat the opponent every time. So it's always nice to have more than one chance.
I think the difference though with our best of ones and others is that all of ours are decided. The vetoes are done at the beginning of the league, and Titan actually more than most are a team who specifically prepare for those, although maybe we're starting to see that from NIP as well. But
it's not working, James.
I know this time it's not working out for them this time. But they seem to have abandoned all the strategies that we've seen from them in the past. Like a lot of them, we just don't see them anymore, which is kind of bizarre. But again, against TSM on Mirage yesterday, we had some nice strats, but they just didn't end up being round wins.
So let's have a look at our standings then and see how things are going. Boom. Standings.
Boom.
So EnVyUs, they have played all of their matches, the first team to complete all of their matches, and they're sitting on 21 points. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how things actually progress here, because, again, TSM might be in a similar territory where they could go 7-7 as well. Virtus Pro, they're actually not looking too bad at the moment, but there's so many matches left for them. Na'Vi, surprisingly, aren't doing too well. I would be very shocked if Na'Vi weren't able to qualify. Or not necessarily shocked, because we just talked about how it's not necessarily too surprising if a great team doesn't make it, but I would be a little bit sad, because they've been doing so well on LAN lately.
And the coolest thing for me here is actually Fnatic being up 10-1.
Yeah, that's
like insanely consistent, considering it's best of one.
Online as well.
Versus all these teams. That's just... I don't know.
And the only team they've lost against is at the bottom of the league.
Which is the most inconsistent team in the pro scene.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's quite funny as well, because last time Fnatic were dominant, but they weren't nearly as dominant as now, which is pretty impressive. It was actually NIP that were doing very, very well previously as well. So, which is funny, because in the first one, the first season we had, I think the Milan Games Week, they didn't even qualify.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so very interesting how things are going, guys. We'll be live again tomorrow with more matches, so please follow the channel. And James, when we hit 600k, he's going to give you a Dragon Lore on LAN.
Something like that.
That's true, right?
Well, I said if we made it yesterday, but we didn't, that maybe we can extend it to the end of the week. I think it's good to have goals. It's good to have goals. So let's say
goals that constantly go forwards, like
goals that
I'm going to go to
the
gym today. Maybe I can go tomorrow.
Maybe I can go tomorrow.
Let's do this.
So we're about 6k away now. I think this is doable. This is very, very doable. We can do this tomorrow. So we'll try again. If we get 600k tomorrow, then we will give away a Dragon Lore at LAN.
Nice. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. That's all from me, James, and Bjorn tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.